road, their smoke has risen near the top of the nation once again. Duke, a 13-0 start, was the early #1 in the country until North Carolina, without injured guard Jeff Lebo, handed the Blue Devils their first loss. Out-rebounding Duke by 17, Carolina prevailed 91-71. 6'10" Scott Williams, a Tar Heel force inside, led with 22 points and 11 rebounds. And consistent Kevin Madden, quick to gobble up loose balls, was there to punch holes in Duke's comeback hopes. The Devils All-American Danny Ferry was not 100%, finished with only 14 points and a disappointing 4 for 12 effort. Olympian J.R. Reid's breakaway and slam provided a bold Carolina exclamation point and a Tar Heel win that gives them a chance today to share another ACC title.
In sport which capture the imagination. The Dodgers and Giants have a rich baseball history. In college football, of Southern Cal and Notre Dame. While the Celtics and the Lakers have staged many epic NBA battles. But in the Atlantic Coast Conference, it is North Carolina and Duke, led by Dean Smith and Mike Krzyzewski. These two longtime basketball powers meet again today on NBC. As always, it is controlled insanity at the Cameron Indoor Stadium on the campus of Duke University. And despite the fact that North Carolina State and Maryland, two of the ACC's 8 teams, are embroiled in major controversies, the focus here is on this traditional season-ending matchup. They are thinking basketball here in Durham. With Clemson losing to Georgia Tech yesterday, a win today for Duke would put them into a tie for the lead, which would mean a coin flip for top seed in next weekend's ACC tournament. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with the coach, Al McGuire. And when Duke and North Carolina met back in January at Chapel Hill, it was a wipeout. North Carolina beat Duke by 19, and Al, that a game that saw the outstanding freshman point guard for the Blue Devils of Duke, Bobby Hurley, commit 10 turnovers. Duke with 24 turnovers in the game. That is most unusual.
Well, Bob Hurley has one problem as a freshman. First, he can't finalize because he's not strong enough yet. That will come with maturity. He can't extend. The other thing, when Phil Henderson went out of that game early, Bob Hurley's like a little brother. Phil Henderson is his big brother, and that affects his play.
What does North Carolina have to do to win here at Cameron?
Well, simply, Mob, they've came here for the last 10 years, and they won 7 times. But the key in the game is that Rice King has to hit from the outside.
Or King Rice, or if he hits.
Or King Rice. He has to hit from the outside. But what happens, that breaks down Coach K's defense, and defense is his lifeblood.
All right, it's one of the great rivalries in college basketball. North Carolina and Duke. It's coming up after these words. Welcome back to Cameron Indoor Stadium, one of the toughest arenas in the country for visiting teams to play. As you look at the starting lineups, North Carolina doing some shuffling. Kevin Madden and Rick Fox up front. Fox had a good game against Duke back in January with 19 points. At center, Scott Williams comes off a 26-point effort Wednesday against Georgia Tech. And King Rice and Henrik Rodel starting in the backcourt. Rodel, the 6'7" freshman, making only his 3rd start for the head coach Dean Smith in his 29th season as head man of the Tar Heels. Robert Brickey, Christian Leitner up front for the Blue Devils of Duke, who come in at 23-6. Ala Abdelnaby, one of 3 seniors, wrapping it up here today. And Phil Henderson and Bobby Hurley are in the backcourt. The Blue Devils, coached by Mike Krzyzewski, who's had 7 straight 20-win seasons, including this year, making it to the Final Four 3 of the last 4 years. The officials, Dick Paparo, he is the crew chief, along with Jerry Donahue and Frank Scagliota. Duke comes off a win over Clemson on Wednesday, game that saw them out-rebound Clemson 44-26. The Blue Devils control the tap. North Carolina 18-11, 7-6 in the ACC. They have lost 3 of their last 4. And Abdelnaby giving the Blue Devils a 2-0 lead. Rice gets it down in a hurry. Fox fell down, and he's called for the travel.
Carolina started out man-to-man, so did Duke. We'll see many defenses today.
On Wednesday, North Carolina beat Georgia Tech 81-79, and they were red hot. In the second half, they hit 15 out of 22. Another traveling call, so the Tar Heels will get it back. North Carolina had lost at Virginia, at home to Maryland, and at Clemson before winning Wednesday night against Georgia Tech.
Dean Smith says this club is better than its record. I also believe that backdoor, Phil Henderson fell asleep.
Nice play, and he was able to connect with Henrik Rodel for the bucket. Rodel, the freshman out of West Germany. Dean Smith starting him today because of what he feels will be a better defensive effort. Williams on the rebound. And here's Rice putting the stutter step on Hurley.
Hurley plays good man-to-man defense on the ball. I think that Rice will try to post him up later.
Now it's Henderson on Rodel, and he's hit for the reach-in.
Duke's foul on number 3.
Watch this back door here. Henderson turns his head. See Henderson turn his head? That's all she wrote, baby.
It was Phil Henderson, as you mentioned earlier, who got himself in that early foul trouble in the previous meeting at Chapel Hill. Henderson picking up 4 fouls in the first half, played only 22 minutes, and that was costly. Also, Robert Brickey was sidelined because of injury. Missed the first game against North Carolina.
They're trying to set up some more back doors because Duke overplays on man-to-man defense. Good hands that time.
Yes, Hurley forced the turnover. Rice tried to get a little too tricky with the dribble, and it cost.
Hurley's quicker than you think. Watch the hand come in. There it is. A Houdini hand. There's Paparo. We call him Froggy, his nickname.
Why is that, Al?
His voice is way down low.
I see.
And then he usually tees it up. That means he gives the coach the technical if they overreact.
That was a fine impersonation.
The thing to watch is what job that Rice will do on Hurley. See if he takes Hurley out of the game.
There's Brickey. Rebound, Leitner. So Duke with a 4-2 lead. 2 minutes gone by.
Christian Leitner has the whole game. The only thing he wants to play a perfect game each time. You just can't do that.
He's been slumping. He broke out of it Wednesday against Clemson. 25-point game in 27 minutes.
That's the guy they want it down low. Madden, he's tough down there.
Nice back-end move by the 6'6" senior, Kevin Madden. Game tied at 4. And the pass play broken up.
Watch Christian Leitner off the board here. He gets inside position. Now he just leans in. Could have been a 3-point play.
Substitution, Dean Smith inserting Pete Chilcott for Henrik Rodel. Abdelnaby able to stuff it through for a 6-4 Duke lead.
Give that assist to Coach K.
Early putting the pressure on Rice. Fox.
They want Madden down low.
Chilcott got the step. Yes. And the game is tied at 6. Pete Chilcott, the 6'9" junior out of Alabama, has tied it. 3 minutes gone by. Marv Albert, Al McGuire from Cameron on the campus of Duke. Henderson gives it back out, and Chilcott deflected it out. It will be Duke ball.
Let's see if they change their defense after the set play that ends up with a chippy basket. That'll be the Tar Heels defense. Now they've gone to the same defensive set, man-to-man.
And Fox able to get to it on the turnover. King Rice, a junior from Binghamton, who had a strong game earlier, this time turns it over. Hurley beating Rice, and the basket will not count, but a foul is called. pushing foul that will put Hurley at the line.
Student body wanted that basket to count. They thought interference. I didn't. Good call. See, the ball did not touch the backboard yet. Watch the ball. It's up there. Didn't touch. It was a defensive call by Fox. Defensive play by Fox that jammed it off the window.
So Rick Fox with his first. And Abdullabi and Bricky will sit down. Replaced by Brian Davis, a 6'6" sophomore, and Thomas Hill, a 6'4" freshman. Bobby Hurley, 78% free throw shooter.
All coaches' sons can shoot foul shots.
Yes, Bobby Hurley, a heralded player at St. Anthony's in Jersey City, played for his dad. He won his last 50 high school games. Last year, 32-0 as St. Anthony's won the mythical National High School Championship. Duke with an 8-6 lead and showing some pressure.
2-2-1 pressure. Laettner playing a one-man zone. He made a mistake. You don't go for the interception. That means they get a touchdown, Christian. Don't you know football? Watch this, gang. 2-2-1. Back man supposed to be playing the zone. Went for the steal. Automatic touchdown.
Yes, Scott Williams able to convert. Game tied at 8. North Carolina's hit 4 for 4 from the field. Bad pass.
Good trap.
And Madden does the rest for a 10-8 Tar Heel lead.
Good defensive decision by Bobby Hurley that time. Madden's just too big for him. Don't create a three-point play. Let him have the deuce.
And this home crowd urging the Blue Devils on. When North Carolina first hit the court earlier today, they were chanting NIT. NIT, the sardonic humor of the crowd here at Cameron. Laettner off the mark, but he rebounds. Lost possession. It'll be North Carolina ball.
There's no NIT for North Carolina. North Carolina is going on to the NCAA. Now watch the steal as we go on to commercial. Here we go. There's a trap on the weak side. Now Bobby pulls up and leaves him alone. Good decision.
San Antonio, Texas, the Blue Devils.
4 minutes have gone by here at Cameron Indoor Stadium in Durham, North Carolina, and it's a 10-8 lead for North Carolina. They've hit 5 of 6 from the floor. Henrik Rudel is back in. George Lynch, who has started in recent games, on the floor for the first time as Rice feeds off to Chilcutt. Here's Fox close to carrying the ball, and then he hit 12-8. North Carolina on top.
If there is a star on North Carolina, it's Fox. But the only star on North Carolina is the system and Dean Smith.
How has this type of season affected Smith? I know he's defended his ball club. You claim, as he certainly feels, that they are headed to the NCAA. Thomas Hill called on that foul. How has it affected Smith?
I think it responsible him. He's a Barracuda. Hey, you don't coach this long. You've got to be a competitor. And he's ready. He's sitting right for the NCAA.
The 11 losses, the most by a Dean Smith team since back in 1966, when the Tar Heels were 16-11. But Dean says this is a good ball club. Lynch on a reverse, rebounded by Laettner.
Bob, you just seen outstanding college defense. Hill shoots.
Thomas Hill, the freshman from Lancaster, Texas, with his first bucket. So North Carolina leads 12-10. Hill got the step. Oh, nice move. I should say Rice. King Rice with the pretty move, and it's a 4-point North Carolina lead.
He rubbed Bob Hurley off a high pick that time. Good move by Rice.
And Laettner working his way inside. He beat Chilcutt 14-12. Duke down by 2. Wide open basketball. Lynch throwing glass.
Lynch is good. Lynch is the North Carolina of the future.
Yeah, he's still a raw talent, but has a nice touch. A freshman from Roanoke, Virginia.
He bangs down low and has a nice real velvet touch from outside.
Wearing number 34, the number worn by J.R. Reed. Henderson. And it will be North Carolina ball at the conclusion conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player from each team. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. And there's Ala Abdelnaby checking back after a brief rest. Kenny Harris, freshman guard, has checked in for the first time, and as Harris handling it, getting in deep. Madden for Williams. Williams on the rebound.
Ala didn't stay with him after the first shot. He should have boxed him out.
This a fear of Mike Krzyzewski. He was telling us yesterday at practice North Carolina is physically more mature than Duke. He says Duke is quicker, but he describes North Carolina, as you see the foul indicated on Harris. He says North Carolina is a heavyweight division fighter. He said Duke is more like middleweight division.
Watch what I was telling you. He takes the first shot. Now, Ala disappears. What he should have done is just turn around and box out Scott. Ala went all the way out of bounds. He thought he was taking the ball in.
Bill McCaffrey had it knocked away by Kenny Harris. McCaffrey checking in a moment ago, replacing Hurley. 18-12, North Carolina by 6, 13-25 remaining.
Harris is one of those water bugs all over you, like a green fly. It's real close. Belly button to belly button.
Ryan Davis gets it in. Cisco Henderson.
Bobby's free. Well, here's Henderson. He's never found a shot he didn't like.
Abdelnaby on the rebound. Now Davis on a back in. Nowhere to go. And Henderson couldn't handle that pass from McCaffrey.
Took his eye off the ball, looked up at his defensive man, and right through his legs.
Well, Duke had its problems handling the ball in that earlier meeting against North Carolina, and that's their 5th turnover here in the first 7 minutes. Air ball from Harris. And he hears it from the crowd. And let's see how they call it. It's a blocking foul. No, a charging foul. It's on Brian Davis.
The referees started to look at each other. I thought it was a charging foul. I thought Scott Williams was in position. He went again for the Emmy. That's also well known. Both teams have used the 9-man rotation already.
Davis putting the move on McCaffrey. Madden gets it down low to Williams. Scott Williams off to the nice start. He has 6 points. North Carolina leads by 8.
Carolina's moved up there, defense to man aggressive.
McCaffrey. Abdelnaby. Yes. 2014, North Carolina by 6. 6 points for Ala Abdelnaby.
Good call.
Offensive fouls on Harris.
That time Harris pushed off Bob Hurley. Watch him make the move. Hurley's annoying him. Could have been blown. But after the annoyance, there is the annoyance. And watch the push off. Right there.
Second foul committed by Kenny Harris.
Rice is trying to take Bobby out of the game. Open switch, mismatch. It should move Rice down low.
There's Bricky wide open. Rebounded by Madden of the Tar Heels. It's the final regular season game for both Duke, North Carolina. They look to the ACC tournament in Charlotte getting underway next weekend. And another easy hoop, Kevin Madden with 6 points, 8-point Tar Heel lead. The ACC final will be seen right here on NBC next Sunday afternoon. Abdelnaby for Leitner, and the foul. Ball on Abdelnaby. We'll be back after this timeout. You're looking at the hamlet of Krzyzewskiville with the clamor for tickets here at Duke. Seats at Cameron available to students on a first-come, first-served basis. It's been standard procedure for hundreds of students to camp out all night, complete with sleeping bags and tents in order to be in excellent position this morning. Coach K, incidentally, makes the rounds at night, distributes pizza to those Wild fans and has some long conversations with them, we're told.
Yeah, I heard he met with the student body. Back door should be automatic again.
Traveling.
Walk on the boardwalk right before it.
Traveling violation.
Now listen up out there. Hear what's happening. Is Duke overplays you so tough on defense, their only Achilles heel, their only albatross is to go back door. And that's what Dean Smith is setting up his team to do.
Well, Syracuse beating Georgetown in overtime, so that means Syracuse will be top seed in the Big East tournament. An adventure between Fox and Brickey, and Fox called for the bumping foul.
Fox got his hands to create a possible turnover right there. But then Brickey has all inside position. Fox goes a little bit out of control, unintentional, but it is a foul.
For those of you who may have just tuned in, 9 minutes have gone by. North Carolina jumping on Duke here early at Duke, 22-14, but the Tar Heels have hit 11 for 15 from the field. Duke only 6 for 14 and turning the ball over. North Carolina with 7 wins the last 10 appearances here at Cameron. Abdelnaby getting in. Yes, and it counts, although he lost the handle. He'll go to the line.
Scott Williams is very upset with himself here. Sometimes he gets emotionally disturbed on a ticky-tack foul. This was not a ticky-tack foul. Where he caught it, the ball going in was a home court advantage.
Abdelnaby, a 78% free throw shooter. Duke, one of the better free throw shooting teams in the nation and best in the ACC, but Allah not able to hit. 22-16, North Carolina. Also of significance today, with Clemson losing to Georgia Tech yesterday, a win for Duke means a tie for the ACC regular season title, and then they would go to a coin flip during the week. Off the steal, Hurley has a 4-on-2. Pulls it out. Yes, no, in and out.
Yes,
A premature yes out.
Oh, that's a yes down that end with no. Boy, that's quick transition. That's the Boston Celtics in action right there.
So the 8-point lead for North Carolina. Early checking it out. Abdelnaby off a double team is rejected by Williams. King Rice moves down. Here's Fox. Yes. That's a 3-pointer. 7 points for Fox, and North Carolina leads by 11.
Only time that Duke has lost in the blowout was against North Carolina this year.
Fingertip deflection by Abdelnaby. He has 10. It's 27-18. Duke trailing. Williams was open, but Fox off the mark.
Fox thought he was passing that time to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Matt Wenstrom, the 7-foot freshman, checks in for the first time.
Watch Williams here. They're pushing and shoving. There's Allah inside. Scott turns around and says, hey, this isn't football. Let's blow that whistle. Carolina goes to the zone because of the substitution and their lead. Don't forget, they got a 9-point lead. They're going to try to make it a score from out first.
Thomas Hill. Blue Devils having their difficulties. Greg Kubek has come on for the first time.
I'd get it around the pool once to try to hit from outside.
Alley-oop, and Hill took a shot. He's fouled.
It didn't look like a foul then, but it was. What Fox was doing, he knew he was caught in the alley-oop. Watch him move under the man as he goes up for the alley-oop. Here he comes. Now watch Fox move under him there. And that was a foul.
And that's 3 on Rick Fox. He will sit down. Henrik Rodel is back on shooting foul.
Mark that score down, because I think Fox is the best player on North Carolina. They got an 9-point lead when he went out.
Hill on the rebound. Nice pass to Brickey. Good recovery by Thomas Hill. 27-20, North Carolina. 8.5 to go. First half.
That was what you call a 5 count. You're allowed to catch the ball and hold it for 5 seconds, then dribble for 5, and then stop for 5.
King Rice and Bobby Hurley had some words.
King Rice is playing Bobby Hurley real tight, and he's trying to psych Bobby out of his game like he did at Chapel Hill when they blew Duke to pieces.
Rice continues to talk to Hurley. And now the officials step in and will try to calm it down.
Well, Coach Steve Smith is talking to one official, and Coach K is talking to the other. These are two obviously great coaches. They know every trick in the game. And one of the big tricks is talk to the officials.
In that earlier meeting, King Rice clearly outplayed the freshman, Bobby Hurley. Rice also had a good one last season against Duke.
Oh, nice
pass. Leitner foul. Lynch on the foul of Christian Leitner. And now North Carolina over the limit.
All you little guards out there, watch this entry pass. When you go to the interior, it's so important to bounce that ball. Try to bounce it 2/3 of the way in, so the ball's coming up at your man. Because you're beating down low, you're usually working with guys 6'11", like this kid is, Christian Leitner. So the ball has to be coming up at them. And good idea that time by Paparo, put those two guys together and say, hey, it's only a game. The both of them say, you really mean that?
Yeah, right.
This isn't life, this is life.
Yeah, that'll turn it around. Leitner at 85%. Free throw shooter. What is so impressive about Christian Leitner, according to the Duke coaches, is the way he picked up the defensive skills so quickly as a freshman last year. They knew about his offense, but they were pleased about the way he has adapted defensively.
His only problem, I think, he wants each game to be like a Rembrandt, a Picasso. He's trying to do it too exactly. He has to accept mistakes in his play.
5-point North Carolina lead.
And a walk.
Yes, that's a travel.
I thought it was more of a slide than a walk. This far into the game, it starts the humidity on the court.
Timeout is called, and they are on their feet here at Cameron. Al, you're right. As we took a look at the replay, it looks to be more of a slide on the part of King Rice.
What happens in Cameron here, about 10 minutes, the floor starts to get very slippery. There's where he stopped. Now continue. Please roll. See the slide? About 6 inches inside there. So the floor is getting slippery. Here's another show. Oh, this is a better shot. That was not a walk. It was safe at second base.
Yes. And now North Carolina with 9 turnovers, overtaking Duke in that department. Duke down by 5, 27-22. Hurley facing some pressure, in trouble, and wins it.
What they did there, Marv, is they're trapping because that basket's automatically good. Goaltending. They're trying to trap because of Bobby Hurley's height. They got it down at 6 feet. I don't think he's 6 feet. And he doesn't have the physical strength yet. In the next couple of years, his body will develop and handle it.
29-22. North Carolina leads Duke. 7.5 remaining in this first half. The alley-oop worked perfectly. Ricky from Hurley.
Hurley just made up for that turnover.
Lynch's pass picked off by Leitner. Here comes Hill. Kubek.
Koo needed that. Koo has to get in a run. He's been kind of flat the last few games.
Foul committed by Hurley. for Duke, their 5th team foul.
Here's earlier in the game. Here's the double team on Hurley. He loses control. One guy there is 6-something. Matter of fact, Lynch is 6'6". Now Hurley comes right back, doesn't down him, and he throws the alley-oop into the man with the bad leg, Bricky, the best athlete on the team.
Yes, Robert Bricky has made it back from a knee injury. And the officials now talking with Scott Williams and Christian Laettner, who are bumping each other. Madden off a double team, gets it out.
Get it down to Madden. You get it into him, you'll score.
Rodel. And the offensive foul is called.
They say Madden was a little bit too rough that time on Robert Bricky, but Madden's body just won't stop. Magnificent body. If you get the ball down low to him, he's going to score. Looking down now.
And the foul by Madden will send Bricky to the line. He is an improved free throw shooter, but he is the only starter not at 70% or better. He's about 69%. Robert Bricky, captain of the Blue Devils, 6'5" senior from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Very exciting player. Outstanding leaper.
Senior year, it's the last time he's going to play here. I thought last year out in a place where it rains all the time in Seattle for the NCAA finals, I thought last year if he didn't go down that Duke might have won the national championship. He went down in the semifinals.
Well, Duke has missed a couple of free throws in the first half. It'll be Duke ball. They're now down by 2 with 6:45 remaining in this first half. This is an emotional day because it's senior day here at Duke. Blue Devils, incidentally, 6-3 on senior day since Mike Krzyzewski's been here. And the game is tied at 29 as Greg Kubek has gotten back into it.
Once he scores a basket, he's off to the races. He's a blue-collar type player. Very dangerous from three-point land.
Lynch with the step. It will be Duke ball.
What are they doing down there? Celebrating?
Scott Williams was called for a pushing foul.
He's down low. That's what they call the push right there. I thought that was a little ticky-tack. It's my opinion, it should have been Duke out, no foul. And what's happening now, we got the best officiating crew in the ACC working this game. And why we're getting so many whistles, they're trying to clean up the game. It's too physical out there. You are now looking at what's happened in the last 5 years. It is now Coach K is the man everyone's after. It's not Dean Smith. So early in the ACC for 10, 15 years was Everett Case at North Carolina State. Then it was Frank McGuire and Dean Smith at North Carolina. But the last 5 years, it was this guy, the graduate of West Point. And this man wants it back. And the chances are, if I know Dean Smith, he'll make a tug-of-war out of it. Now they're out, they're going to shoot on the one-on-one again because a guy from Carolina stepped in the paint too soon.
Yes, a foul line violation. Duke now on a 14-2 run. You mentioned when Rick Fox went out with his third that things would turn. Well, when Fox went out, it was a 27-16 North Carolina lead. That's the biggest lead of the game, and now Duke leads by 1.
Fox is outstanding. Play from outside, play from inside. Notice the whistles?
Yeah, now the foul against Duke. It's on Kubek. That's the 6th team foul, so North Carolina will inbound.
After the foul shot in the inside there, Kubek is outside position. Normally, when the whistle blows, 9 out of 10 times the foul's on the outside man.
Duke by 1, 30.
Back door! Sorry, Ma. Yes.
No problem, Coach.
I like when I see that coming.
8 points for Madden. 31-30, North Carolina.
Carolina gives you a zone this time down. 2-3.
You're very excited for here's another A backdoor play, but this time it's rejected by Williams. And Berkey able to hit. Let's see, you come off a blowout yesterday, leading to a hyper first half.
But yesterday was very unique because Digger was fighting for his life. I'm talking about Digger Phelps from Notre Dame. You know, and I know when a coach is fighting for his life. Near the end of the game, he almost cried. I felt for his wife. I spoke to his wife before the game. He had his family come in to try to give him confidence. He thought the student body was leaving him. And so I was so pleased. I don't care who wins ball games. To me, I just like close games because that makes good announcers. I've never seen anyone get an Emmy without a close game.
Nice moves by Rice to set up Williams. And it's called on Rice, who kicked the ball. That's 3. Check that on Williams. 3 on Scott Williams.
They say he cleared out. I don't know if he did clear out. Let's take a look at it. He caught him with his elbow going up.
So 3 apiece on Scott Williams and Rick Fox. 5.5 left. First half. Duke leads 32-31. Anderson gets it down low. Anderson shooting. And Henrik Rodel able to come up with it. This is King Rice. Traveling violation.
Crowd is starting to reach the Tar Heels. They got to regroup. Remarkable. The game's a 1-point spread. We got 5 minutes and 13 seconds left. You feel like Duke is really winning, but it's anybody's ball game.
Duke has won its last 19 games here in Cameron. 31 of its last 32. The one loss last season to North Carolina. Off the steal, Rice putting the move on Hurley, and he drew the foul. That's 2 on Bobby Hurley.
Coach K has a tendency of a mindset getting ready for the NCAA. Here we go. There's the steal. There's a breakaway. Now Hurley moves in a little bit there. See him put his hand on Rice's hip. Good call.
Number 21, Rice.
So Hurley sitting down. Rice, a 79% free throw shooter.
Much maligned in college. He's a good player. I like him. The only thing he needs, I think, is range on his outside shot.
Yes, only a 39% shooter. Has the physique of a football player. King Rice goes 6'1", about 190. 1 point. North Carolina lead. McCaffrey back in for Duke.
Kathy likes to punt from outside.
Ricky with a look down low, then goes to Henderson. Henderson with only his first field goal. Duke leads by 4. Oh, the tip by Chilcott.
Big Chilcott.
The reason Henderson scored that time is because of a skip pass against the zone. There's another skip pass. That's when you don't pass to the outlet areas, but you skip across the whole zone. Here it is again.
Anderson. Abdelnaby able to keep it alive. Down to 4 minutes to go in this first half. Anderson's pass deflected. Here comes Rice.
3-on-1. Feed it over to him. Should be a piece of cake. Wow. Hold it. Kid might be hurt there. Hold it.
Foul on Leitner. It was Hubert Davis who went up for that initial shot. And he shake it up.
You watch why I said a piece of cake, because they held the ball long enough to freedom where he's absolutely free. Another look at it. Bobby Hurley moved in. McCaffrey, excuse me. I'm so used to saying Bobby Hurley. That's McCaffrey moved in.
Gilbert Davis apparently is all right. Leitner committing his first foul.
Number 22.
Now Kevin Madden returns, replacing Henrik Rodel. 3:49 remaining first half. North Carolina 35 and Duke 34. Duke coming in at 23-6. They're 9-4 in the ACC. Need a victory to put them to a tie with Clemson. Then there'll be a coin flip for top seed in the ACC tournament. While North Carolina 18-11 and 7-6 in the ACC. So George Litz gets 1 out of 2. Timeout is called. The Tar Heels of North Carolina with a 2-point lead. There is a familiar face, Tom Brokaw of NBC News. His daughter attends Duke University, but Al, I don't understand. Dean Smith walks out on the court. There's Brokaw screaming NIT at him earlier.
Once
Terrible.
a Duke fan, always a Duke fan.
Coming up at halftime, the NBC Sports Update with Bob Costas, and he'll be talking with one of my close personal friends, St. Louis Cardinal manager Whitey Herzog. They'll be discussing the baseball lockout. And the State Farm rules of the game will deal with rough post play. How appropriate. Off the field. Madden has given North Carolina a 38-34 lead. 10 points for Kevin Madden. So he has hit his season average. 3:25 remaining. First half. Marv Albert and Al McGuire from Cameron Indoor Stadium on the campus of Duke University.
Carolina's trying to double on traps.
Anderson on a quick release. Yes.
There's that skip pass again.
North Carolina by 2.
Watch the man-to-man movement off the ball. Trying to set Madden up low. There he is. Give it to him. Take it uptown, pal.
Rebounded by Abdul Nabi. Duke looking to tie it with 2.5 to go in the half. Henderson from 3 and rebounded by Madden. Foul call. It's on Duke.
So you understand the skip pass. It comes against the zone. It goes across the whole 5 men in the Tar Heels playing zone. The man has to have a quick release when he gets it, which Phil Henderson has.
Foul committed by Robert Brickey. And now both teams in the 1-and-1. Kevin Madden's hit 5 of 6 from the floor for his 10 points. He plays 2-3 inches taller than his size. He's listed at 6'6". He can jump, very physical player.
He's a seesaw player. You know what that means? Up and down. Go to the playground, see a seesaw. One game up, next game down.
Well, he's been up in this first half. His physical play last year was a major factor in North Carolina's ACC Tournament Championship victory over Duke.
Well, his best part of his game is that from the right side, he spots up with a nice J.
North Carolina 40 and Duke 36. They trap Hurley. Now Brickey gets it across. Brickey with an air ball.
Oh, nice head and shoulder fake that time by Koo. Great Kubek.
That's Madden's second foul to put Kubek on the line.
Watch the 2 guys go up into the airmail. There they go.
So Greg Kubek, who had an impressive freshman season and then a disappointing sophomore year in his junior campaign out of Clifton Park, New York, started 11 games earlier when Robert Brickey was injured.
Well, what happened, you really got a better look then at Brian Davies and Thomas Hill. And they see more in Brian Davies and Thomas Hill, and it kind of pushed Kubek further down on the bench. But now you're getting close to March, and Duke has been to that Final Four 3 out of the last 4 years, and they just know how to play come this time of year.
Duke down by 2. Kenny Harris now back in handling it for North Carolina, moving on Hurley. Chilcutt played by Leitner out deep.
I like Harris. He's a true point guard.
Davis. Down to 2 minutes to go in this first half. Kubek off the fake, this time short. Leitner there. And the game is tied at 40.
And in comes the 6th man. completely around the whole court. Duke students. Hear them? Here they come.
Lynch had it knocked away from behind by Leitner.
If we score this time, Duke ends up getting anything this time, they'll really boil, explode.
Hurley given the shot. It's a three-point bomb for Hurley, and Duke has taken a 43-40 lead.
Got to change their defense. Tar Heels go man-to-man for a while. Mix them up. Blue Devils are trying their hardest. That's a foul, Koo. You can't move your knees in there.
Yes, Greg Kuback committing his second.
Turnovers are the key in basketball. Watch Christian Leitner come in here to create this one. A turnover is always a possible 4-point play. 2 they might have gotten, and 2 you might get. And ended up leading to a 3-point play by a 3-point shot by Mr. Hurley, the outstanding freshman. He doesn't get a lot of credit because Kenny Anderson is in the league.
Bobby Hurley, though, has set a Duke freshman record for assists. He's averaging 8 per game. This is George Lynch at the line. Duke now by 2, 43-41 with 1:04 remaining in the first half. Bob Costas coming up at halftime. So a 1-point lead for the Blue Devils. Henderson seeing some pressure, nearly threw it away. Leitner with a good play. Kuback back for Henderson. He's been off. Davis. Rebound Davis. And it will be North Carolina ball.
Good hustle that time by Chilcutt. Saved the basket, an important basket, because Duke's up by 1. I think now the Tar Heels would probably play for 1. 42 seconds left, so no shot clock. Try to get him with a 1 or 2 point lead.
And the chant of defense from this Duke crowd. Down to a half minute.
Take it back out again. I'd milk it down to 6 seconds. Back it up, Davis. Round the horn once more. Don't shoot yet. All right, they got it back anyway.
Down to 10 seconds. Down to 5. Here's Rice. Chilcutt.
Big dish.
North Carolina by 1 on a buzzer basket by Pete Chilcutt. So at the half here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, it's the Tar Heels of North Carolina 44, the Blue Devils of Duke 43. Now to our New York studios, here's Bob Costas. It is North Carolina 44, Duke 43. Welcome back to Cameron Indoor Stadium. Marv Albert along with Al McGuire as we take a look at the halftime statistics. North Carolina 18 for 29, Duke 17 for 40, and Duke doing it off the offensive boards.
Yeah, I hear they got 15 of the 20 rebounds on the offensive board. But the key is North Carolina shooting 62% in the first half and only leading by 2 points. The 3 personal fouls on Williams and Fox are dangerous.
In fact, when Fox picked up his 3rd, North Carolina led by 11. Not the biggest lead of the first half. The high point man Abdelnaby leading Duke with 10. And Madden leading North Carolina with 12. Fox has 7.
Foul that time on Phil Henderson.
And Henderson off in the first half, only 2 for 8 from the field. He averages 17.5 points per game. Henderson a 2nd personal foul.
There's a mismatch there. Fox should move Henderson down low.
In the earlier meeting at Chapel Hill, North Carolina beat Duke 79-60. Worst performance of the season for Duke. That was back in January. A game that saw Bobby Hurley commit 10 turnovers. Duke with 24 turnovers in all. Fox lost it. Hurley from Brickey and gave it back.
Oh, he stole the ball out of Fox's hands, and then they say that Fox reached out and grabbed him. Beautiful play by Bobby Hurley, the coach of a son, the son of a coach. Watch it, there it is. There he is grabbing him. Hey, what are you doing back there? I didn't know you were back there.
So that is 4 on Rick Fox, and Duke maintains possession. Leitner, Ricky, Hurley. He and King Rice had words on a couple of occasions in the first half. The alley-oop broken up, and Rice comes away with it. He has Chilcutt, but he goes all by himself. Nice move by King Rice, and it gives North Carolina a 46-43 lead.
And after Rice scored the basket going down court, he set up a defensive set.
Leitner is fouled, and Scott Williams did not like the call.
And that's the 4th one on Scott. Now, I guess they got to get him out of there. Let's take a look at it. He's mad at himself. Another angle. Next time down, I'd isolate offensively on Williams, try to foul him out of the game.
Duke turning it over on the inbounds. North Carolina back in possession with a minute and a half gone by in the second half. Fox off the mark, kept alive by Rice. And King Rice showing us some offense. He has 10, North Carolina by 5.
Okay, take Williams down low. Ala, move down low, work the ball around. He has 4 fouls. He can't guard you. Put on your thinking cap, Stu. Williams is laying way off Ala.
Early from three-point line. That's his second three-point bomb of the day. He has 8. 2-point North Carolina lead. Fox getting down and extends to a 50-46 advantage. You surprised Dean Smith is staying with Scott Williams?
Well, maybe he feels he has 4 fouls. If he takes him out and puts him back in, he won't play hard enough. This way, he says, well, let it go, let it fly. That was a great pass, talk about fly, just before on Rice.
It'll be, let's see, the officials disagree. And Frank Scagliota, who is closer to the ball, made the call. So it will be Duke ball. Jerry Donahue about to call it the other way, and then said, no, you take it, Frank. Abdelnaby, yes. 50-48. Duke down by 2, and Ala Abdelnaby has 12 points.
Too much hands.
And it's called on Ala.
Yep, Scott, first step is too quick for Ala. But Ala's going to get all he can eat on the offensive end. But Scott Williams will not be able to play him.
Hubert Davis and George Lynch check in. Kevin Madden and Pete Chilcutt will sit down. So Scott Williams, Rick Fox remain in with the 4 fouls apiece. This is Lynch. Rice for the alley-oop. Slightly off. Williams did not force the issue and then lost it. But last touch by Leitner. Good strip move, though, by Christian Leitner.
Yeah, nice hands in there. Scott Williams makes the mistake that a lot of young big men make, putting the ball on the floor down tight.
Crowd here at Cameron getting back into it. 3 minutes gone by. Could be a backcourt. No, he saved it. And North Carolina holds on to the ball. With Clemson losing to Georgia Tech yesterday, a win for Duke would mean a tie for the ACC regular season title, and then that would lead to a coin flip. If North Carolina beats Duke, Clemson wins the ACC for the very first time. And you'll see the ACC tournament championship game here on NBC next Sunday with Dick and Al. That'll be Sunday afternoon from Charlotte. Here's Rice.
Oh, boy, he's perking. He's on fire.
12 points for King Rice. Looked like Leitner came up humbling. Rice is 5 for 5 from the field. He comes in shooting only 39%. 52-48. Duke with the ball down by 4. Apparently Leitner is all right. He'll hang in. Ricky played by Lynch. That pass deflected out by Davis of North Carolina.
Pay attention down there. Watch your screen, Bang. Watch Williams. They're going to try to foul him out down low with Leitner. Leitner kicks the ball in. Now watch Leitner go down low. Williams is going to have to pick him up. Go down low, Christian. There it is. Just give it to him. Take him to school. He's not going to guard you. Oh, why did I ever give up coaches? Why, Mom? Why did I leave it?
So Leitner cuts it to 2, 52-50. And Williams was fouled.
You talk about a buffer zone, a cushion. Watch how much room that Scott Williams allows Christian Leitner. Scott Williams, you think he knows? He clapped his hands on defense. He knows he got 4 personal fouls. He knows he can't score from the bench.
And now Leitner will sit down. Just picked up his second foul. Abdelnaby back in. Lynch with the move.
Oh,
yes,
nice move.
And it counts.
You know, Lynch doesn't look 6'7".
What a quick step to the left for George Lynch.
You know, he's big off the boards, an unbelievable rebounder. Well, you see this quick step. There he goes.
Early on the foul, his third, and Lynch will go to the line seeking a 3-point play. Lynch with 7 points. He's hit 3 out of 4 from the field.
That gives him a nickel lead.
And the crowd urging the Blue Devils on. Anderson, who has been very quiet, played by Williams.
Nice pass. Outstanding.
Henderson from Brookie to cut it to 3. North Carolina 55 and Duke 52. An official timeout. Scott Williams, several times during the course of the ball game, will come up lame. He had a tough one physically, injured his shoulder the other night against Georgia Tech, and now a timeout has been called with 4:10 gone by, second half. Hanging from the rafters here at Cameron, 4 retired jerseys. Former greats of Duke Blue Devils, Dick Broden, Mike Jaminski, Johnny Dawkins, Danny Ferry, and today a day of nostalgia for Duke fans. The retirement of jersey number 25, one-time Duke All-American Art Heyman, Player of the Year back in '63, 3-time All-American. And one of the characters of the game, a story told when Art was with the New York Knicks. Al wasn't getting the playing time from the then head coach Harry Gallatin. One road trip, Heyman was involved in a card game on an airline flight. Gallatin asked if he could join in. Heyman brashly said no. He said, "You don't let me in your game, I don't let you in mine."
That was Harry the Horse.
And that is a travel up and down. Traveling violation on Lynch. And it will be Duke ball. North Carolina 55 and Duke 52 with 15 and a half remaining in the second half.
I thought Art Heyman was a little talk at halftime. He ended, and God bless Duke. I thought that was solid.
Turnover. That's 13 for Duke. North Carolina's turned it over 17 times. Long range pop by Madden. Kuback to the rebound. And Hurley comes across in deliberate fashion. Bobby Hurley, the freshman point guard out of Jersey City, New Jersey. Throwing at a crowd, he got away with it. And Abdelnaby was fouled.
Hurley takes chances with his passes, but you don't want to break that. Even though he has a X amount of turnovers, you've got to still allow him that license.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski says he has one of the terrific point guards of years gone by as an assistant coach, and Tommy Amaker, who has been working with Bobby Hurley to try to cut down a bit on those chancy passes. Also, they feel Hurley goes to the air too much, and they'd like to change that. There is Tommy Amaker, who started every game here while at Duke University.
Well, he has a mirror on the other bench in Phil Ford, and he's been working with Rice. And Rice's game has come a ton over last year.
Abdelnaby cuts it down to 1. 55-54, North Carolina. Davis for Lynch. Being played by Kubek.
Looking to set up a back door now. Pay attention, everyone. They're trying to set up a back door. That's when they're being overplayed in the wings.
Davis with the step. Nice. Beautifully done. However, it will not count. It's a charge.
They took the basket away and called charging. When a ref puts his hand behind his head, that means charging. There's the move. You say the man was planted. The man was planted. His 2 feet were solid down on the floor. The defensive man beat the offensive man to the spot.
Abdelnaby working hard, and he's given Duke a 1-point lead. Madden won't count again.
Dean Smith wants to be heard from. 2 of them in a row is too much for anyone. Even to the dean of coaching. Boy, I don't know. I'm not gonna say. One guy put his shoulder in, the other fellow was there, but these are the best officials in the ACC, which probably means they're the best officials in college ball.
Oh, high praise. Yeah. Dick Caparo, Jerry Donahue, Frank Scagliata. 3 fouls on Madden, 4 apiece on Fox and Williams. Duke with the ball. They lead by 1.
Get it into Christian. Williams has 4. I would have worked that more, Davis. Watch how far Williams stays off him. Good hustle by George Lynch.
Yeah, good hands. Leitner on the recovery.
Now go right into him, Christian. He has 4 fouls. You got to go into him.
They're counting down the shot clock. It's down to 5. Hurley. And rebounded by Williams.
Get the ball into Rice's hands. He's the man that runs the show.
Rice going the distance.
And 6 for 6.
North Carolina by 1. 57-56. King Rice has 14 points. Hill open. Rebounded by Williams.
Nice pass.
Good look. He saw Lynch was open, and North Carolina leads it 59-56. 10 points for Lynch. 12:40 remaining in the second half.
Fox in foul trouble. Scott Williams in foul trouble. Get it over to Christian. He's laying too far off, Christian.
Leitner not able to hit. Abdelnaby snagging the rebound, but the foul is called. That is 3 on Alaa Abdelnaby.
The greatest art in basketball, which was brought back with Bird and Magic. That's passing. That's why I respect Bird and Magic. They put this back into the game.
Duke wants some pressure. Hurley went to the floor, tried to draw the foul as he came in contact with Kenny Harris, but the official said no. Chilcutt trying to get it down low, but a little too strong for Williams.
Had a lot of zip on it, but Williams should have been able to control that. There was nobody near him.
So Duke back to the offense, down by 3, 12:15 remaining. Second half. Davis feeding Leitner. Davis given the shot.
Trying to set up Christian. Clock shot down to 19.
Early pops. Yes. That is scores his third three-point field goal. He has 11, and the game is tied at 59.
Nice pass.
Backdoor for Fox. Beautiful pass from the freshman, Kenny Harris.
That goes back to basketball, the 60s, the backdoor, and the great Knickerbocker run, which sent it to Bill Bradley.
61-59, North Carolina. Kubek. And Harris gets to it. Fox had some room. They trap Harris. It'll be North Carolina ball. 11:01 remaining second half. 2-point lead for the Tar Heels. Timeout has been called.
Watch the backdoor pass here. See, being overplayed, you put the little bounce pass in, and
Al, with more news emerging this week concerning the point-shaving allegations, I'd like to get your thoughts on the subject as a player at St. John's in the 50s. Of course, you were right on the scene. You saw what went on involving City College in Kentucky and LIU and Toledo. What are your feelings?
Well, it's an old problem, just resurfaced. In the late 50s, I played in the blacktops, the playgrounds, a lot of ball players that ended up going to Slammer, to jail, because of involvement in point shaving. What I think the rules should be here, and this is my own opinion, that any coach proven to be involved should be outlawed for life from the college and from the pros. Any ball player proven involved should be outlawed from the college and the pros. And where it happens at the university, that university's basketball program should be shut down for 5 years. Now, this is my opinion and not NBC's.
Nice disclaimer, Al. Wait a moment. What are you indicating, that there are people who have been allowed back?
Yes, there are. I don't want to name names. I have people, because the decade passes or 5 years passes, and people forget. I think that too many times in life we play registers, then after we play the register, we start to play church music. This has ruined our game so many times, it's time not to do this Vip Van Winkle thing. It's time for the NCAA to stop the baloney and set rules. Set rules.
Pete Chilcott has given North Carolina 63-59 lead. 10 minutes to go, second half. Al, were you ever approached?
If anyone approached me, I was the worst known player in college and pro basketball.
Oh, beautifully done. Blew it. Once again, a nice backdoor pass. North Carolina with a 4-point lead as King Rice, who just checked back in, sets it up against Bobby Hurley.
When I played, if you wanted a new basketball, they want to know what was wrong with the other one. Nice backdoor there. He missed the chippy.
North Carolina has been on fire. They have not been a good shooting ball club this season, but today 26 for 39, 67%.
First half, they shot 62. There's the back door again.
And it's rejected by Leitner. Saved by Rice, or rather by Fox. Fox playing with 4, as is Williams. Here's Lynch. Won't count. Again, an offensive foul on North Carolina.
Dick Farparo says that George Lynch, the outstanding freshman, cleared out with his inside arm. Let's take a peek. Watch it. See it? Oh, beautiful call. Beautiful. All whistle. I'm going to put Farparo on my all whistle team.
Henderson. Oh, he is really struggling. Henderson is now 3 for 10 from the floor.
He didn't have the shot that time. He forced it. But what happens a lot of time on senior game, you force a little bit too much. You know it's your last time playing the Cameron. It's been a great 4 years. But yesterday, the final game at Georgia Tech, Brian Oliver went for 34 when they beat Clemson. And he is the only senior in that trifecta.
You mentioned at the start that Henderson would be a key. He was in big foul trouble the last time these two clubs met. That's the first miss for King Rice. Lynch. Spectacular move by George Lynch, who has been a factor. 12 points for Lynch. North Carolina has taken a 65-59 lead. Duke calls for time. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. Back at Cameron Indoor Stadium, Marv Albert, Al McGuire, along with our crack statistician, Mr. Stats, Elliot Kalb. As you know, Al, a man who has fought through environmental problems to make it to this point. 6-point North Carolina lead. Ricky on the save.
Nice
He
hand.
lost it. Recovered by Hurley and a foul on North Carolina. It's on Hubert Davis.
Foul is on number 40.
That was an important timeout, that last one. We're down by 6, and Coach K called the timeout. He didn't want this game to start slipping away because we're getting very close to what we call chess time. A little bit over 8 minutes. Chess time usually starts around 6 minutes to go. And both of these coaches are masters at chess.
1-on-1 situation off the 7th team foul called on North Carolina, 5 on Duke. And Bobby Hurley now 3 for 3 from the line. He has 12 points. He is as fundamentally sound a college freshman as you will find. Certainly a star on the rise, and has been in a very physical matchup with King Rice.
What happened with King Rice a month and a half ago, nice pass, up a little too strong. King Rice put egg all over Bobby Hurley a month and a half ago. Bobby's been thinking about this game probably for a long time.
And Rice has come up with another strong performance here. And now Scott Williams, who went out briefly, checks back in. Pete Chilcott will sit down. Williams playing with 4 fouls. 8.5 remaining in the game.
If the Blue Devils score this time, give credit to that timeout. They're down 6, now they're down 4. Whoop.
Hill shoots. Rebounded by Leitner.
Get up, Scott!
And Williams off the board.
Give the ball to Rice, okay. Knock it down there, Scott. Rice is set up. He's Dean Smith on the court. He's Guthridge on the court. Hill Ford on the court.
North Carolina now shooting at 64%. This is a club that has shot very poorly recently. Williams, basket counts, and the foul.
And an injury down there. I think Bob got caught with an elbow.
Foul is on number 22, Greg Kubek, his third.
Foul called on Greg Kubek. That is his 3rd. Hurley shaken up, but he's all right.
He's not leaving this game even if he's not all right. Watch, he's pumping. See, it was unintentional. Scott was so pleased with the score, and he's shaking his arm saying, hey, we got it, we got it. And he catches Bobby Hurley. Bobby Hurley being so small. See here, he's saying, we got it, we got it. Wham! Bobby Hurley got it.
That was accidental. I saw Manute Bol do that and almost KO an opposition player.
You should never recock. Scott just recocked that time. Ended up getting it.
So 3-point play for Scott Williams. He has 9 points. 7-point North Carolina lead. They've led by as many as 11. Hurley with a 3-point attempt. Yes. So Hurley is 4 for 6 from downtown. He has 16 points in all. And Duke is now down by 4. Lynch went down off that flurry. Floor still very slippery.
Yeah, humidity, the crowd, the heat. Here comes the 2-2-1. That means a diamond or a box pressing up court. And Robert Brickey playing a one-man zone in the back. Want to get a run going, want to keep the crowd in the game. Down by 4, a little bit over 7 minutes left. Both teams in a 1-on-1.
And the clock is down to 15. That's the shot clock. 7 minutes to go. Second half. It is down to 5. Stutter step. But Hurley played Rice well. Down to 2. Rice has to force.
Now give a 5 count. He forced, but what he did, he picked up his dribble. And if you pick up your dribble, if you're being guarded closely, you only have 5 seconds to either shoot or pass. Now watch it. Here's the 5 seconds. 2003, 2004, 2005. I cheated a little bit.
Yeah, you gave him a quick 5, Al. Duke down by 4. And Brickey will go to the line. Robert Brickey fouled in the act. Chilcutt getting set to return. Lynch called for the foul, his third. Bricky, a 69% free throw shooter. Robert Bricky in his finale today here at Duke, along with Alejandro Nabi, Phil Henderson, all honored prior to the start of the game. The Blue Devils, the best free throw shooting team in the ACC at 76%.
Well, their best shooter is Christian Laettner. He shoots 85%. That means if he takes 100, he makes 85.
That's very good, Al.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand.
Yes.
You're putting percentages out there. Too
You
many people perform for the Bucks. You know, in basketball, I try to perform for someone
Remedial.
that just doesn't know something about the game. They don't watch 14 games a week.
Duke down by 3 and in possession. 6.5 remaining. Second half.
Alley-oop. Nice block by Williams. Nice reaction by Scott.
Hurley wanted the ball. He's upset. He had an open three-pointer. He was upset with Thomas Hill. Chilcutt. Basket counts and a foul.
Foul number 32 for Duke. Christian Laettner. His third personal foul.
Good feed down and low. At inside position.
Foul committed by Laettner. That's 3 on Laettner. Bobby Hurley with some scolding words for Thomas Hill because he's been hitting the three-pointer. He was wide open. Instead, the pass was forced down low, and it led to the turnover. Chilcutt with his first free throw attempt of the day. 70-65. North Carolina with the lead.
Chilcutt is a clutch shooter. I thought he'd make that one. He's the unsung hero of North Carolina.
Laettner given the shot, and he's been off. Rebounded by Scott Williams.
You got to measure that a little bit more because he's not going to come out and guard you. Nice pass by Pete Chilcutt that time.
And it will be Duke ball.
Try that spot, kids. Yep. But the next time down, someone will slip there. When a ball player goes down, that's a group that gets dried. If their bodies are sweat, their uniforms are wet, they leave the court wet.
Hubert Davis replacing Rick Fox. Fox leads with 11.
Zone.
Well, Duke is off. Bricky rebounds, and it will be North Carolina ball.
Well, truly, Robert Bricky, the only part of his game that's an albatross is his outside shooting. He shouldn't have taken that shot, even though he was open. He shoots bricks from out that far.
And a defense as King Rice handles against Bobby Hurley.
Carolina scores here. They might win 8 out of the last 11 times visiting Cameron. They might.
Still lots of time. It's about 5 minutes remaining.
But if they score here, then they'll start working the clock.
And it's called, let's see.
On Allah, I believe.
Fouls on Duke's Robert Bricky.
Well, they said Bricky, that's his second. And now, 1-on-1 situation for North Carolina. Kevin Madden, a 70% free throw shooter, will go to the line. He's been bothered by tendonitis in his right ankle. Missed a couple of games earlier this season. Oh, way off. But saved by Williams.
Dean saying, need a little bit of the clock, spread it out a little bit. Oh, they trying to set up that back door. But they can taste it. Clear out underneath.
Williams off the dribble.
No. Not a good shot selection.
Henderson
Got away with a palm. No, he didn't get away with it. Good call. I call that a palm. They call it a walk. He lost control of the ball. The ball got high.
He was thinking of the man coming down the right side.
He was trying to make eye contact. Now watch the dribble, and there it is.
Here's Kubek back in. And Henderson will sit down. Only 5 points, 3 for 10 for Henderson. Fox has returned. 4.5 remaining. Second half.
Phil Henderson won't sit down long because they want to get back in this ball game. They got to get him on fire.
Fox lost it. And a foul call against Duke. All shooting fouls now. That's 3 on Bricky. North Carolina, a 69% free throw shooting team. Rick Fox, 6'7" junior from Nassau in the Bahamas. Grew up in the Bahamas, moved to Indiana, did not play high school basketball. Then he made quick strides, learned the sport after moving to the United States.
Inside, outside, whatever you want, he can do. He hasn't meshed them properly. He's getting there.
On the back tap, the Tar Heels maintain possession.
Chilcutt did it again.
North Carolina by 6 with the ball. 4 minutes remaining, second half. Fox on a reverse. So the Blue Devils of Duke trail by 8, 73-65.
Tar Heels go zone, want to force you to shoot from outside. Look for a skip pass, and they missed it. I'd back it up. Nice. Got to get your team back in there. Phil Henderson's got to get back in there now. Must get back in there.
So Rice will go to the line. Foul committed by Hurley. That's 4 on Hurley.
Watch the body control on Fox here. He goes baseline. Now he knows he can't get in the front way, so he goes back door. Complete control of his body, gets his head up, puts backward English on it.
It has been a magnificent game for King Rice. 16 points, 7 for 9 for the field, 8 assists, and now 3 for 3 from the foul line. North Carolina has matched its biggest lead of the game, 76-65 with 3:36. They're going wild here at Cameron, looking to get the Blue Devils back into it, trailing by 11, 3.5 remaining in the game. It's been an excellent shooting game for the Tar Heels, not so for the Blue Devils. Hurley from deep. And the rebound handled by Chilcutt.
Got to pick up early. You got to get the ball into Phil Henderson's hands, Duke. You want to stay in the game.
Chilcutt. And he extends it to a 13-point advantage. Now looking back, early second half, the key to this ball game, Scott Williams, Rick Fox pick up their 4th foul, but Duke could not get them out of there. Leitner able to hit, and North Carolina, continuing the excellent shooting, was able to build on that lead.
Watch out for a 10 count. Good move by Scott.
Henrik Roto, who started the game, and a surprise, called for the steps.
Shouldn't put the ball in the big man's hand. Not when you're trying to kill the clock. Keep the ball in Rice's hands, Fox's hands, Davis's hands. Keep it out of the other guy's hands.
Kevin Madden is back, replacing Gilbert Davis. 2:38 remaining. 11-point North Carolina lead.
And again, I say it must get to Henderson.
Good pass from Hurley. Abdullabi could not handle it. Here comes Williams. Handles the ball very well.
Good decision that time. Go to the corner, back it around.
Fox back for Williams, using some clock. North Carolina Duke, it means Clemson wins the ACC regular season for the first time in the school's history.
Got to foul Williams. Williams is the worst foul shooter out there. He only hits 60%. So they won't let Williams have the ball. Williams is on the baseline.
Seeing a Dean Smith modification of the four-corner setup. Chilcutt, and rebounded by Leitner. Time running out on the Blue Devils. That's a three-point attempt.
They called a quick timeout there. They did, yep. They have now 2 timeouts remaining.
It is down to an 8-point North Carolina lead. 1:33 left in the game. A reminder following Duke and North Carolina, the Women's Kemper Open right here on NBC. 1:33 remaining in the game. 78-70. North Carolina leading Duke. North Carolina ball. Pressure by the Blue Devils. Handled very nicely by Rice.
Super job by Rice. Reach in by Phil Hennessy.
Just giving the foul. The high point man of the game for Duke. Abdelnaby, who's been quiet in the second half, has 16, as does Hurley. Leitner with 15. North Carolina led by Rice with 17 points. Fox with 14. 12 apiece from Madden, Chilcutt, and Lynch.
Both teams are definitely Sweet 16. No doubt about it.
Rice, 3 for 3 from the line, has a 1-and-1. He has had a splendid ball game.
Outstanding game.
The executive producer of NBC Sports, Terry O'Neill. Our producer today, David Neal. Director, Brian Sharp. And our statistician, Mr. Stats, Elliot Cow. Leitner able to hold it down with 1:20 remaining. A 9-point North Carolina lead. Leitner to the bucket. And he caught.
Oh, boy. You took 2 giant steps. You didn't say, may I? Watch. Here he goes. 1 giant step, 2 giant steps, 3 giant steps. When you're 7 foot or 6'11", you're noticed.
And again, North Carolina had no trouble with the Duke pressure. Whipping it around beautifully, and Madden finishes it off. 81-70, North Carolina. And at Clemson, you know how excited they are as they are on their way to their first regular season ACC title. Clemson lost to Georgia Tech yesterday, so that meant that with a victory here today, Duke could have pulled into a share of the title, which would have meant a coin flip in terms of seeds in the ACC. This is the story coming into today. Clemson 10-4 in conference play, followed by Duke. North Carolina 7 up, 6 down.
Congratulations to the coach, Ellis. Outstanding. And congratulations to the state of South Carolina.
Cliff Ellis of Clemson guiding his club. Rick Fox on the line. 52 seconds remaining. Clemson does have one more game before the tournament against their arch rival, the Gamecocks of South Carolina.
They're a former ACC team.
Another interesting game taking place right now. North Carolina State. Wake Forest could be the finale at home with Jim Valvano. That's a traveling violation. Another travel called on the Blue Devils of Duke. What's your feeling about Valvano? Should he walk away? Should it be curtains?
I don't know exactly, because coach keeps saying that he has nothing to do with the problem. And I do know this, that a coach, a lot of times when these scandals do come, they're the last one to know.
All right, we'll get back to that a little bit later on. Dean Smith was calling for that timeout, so we'll take a break. Well, the Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. King Rice of North Carolina, 2 point guards. Bobby Hurley of Duke. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements, also to assist those in financial need. Rice, 18 points 8 assists. Hurley had 16 points and 6 assists. And it's King Rice who has really hurt the Blue Devils in the home-and-home set. 31 points, 17 assists in 2 games against Duke for the junior out of Binghamton, New York. And Robert Rickey was called for the foul, and he receives a standing ovation. And this his finale. That's his 5th foul, so he leaves with 8 points. Robert Rickey, one of the 3 Duke seniors to wrap it up here this afternoon. Again, Rice to the foul line. Down to 43 seconds remaining in the game. And the hand is for Bobby Hurley. He's replaced by Joe Cook. Stay with us. The Women's Kemper Open following North Carolina and Duke.
Offensively, Dean Smith moves in Scott Williams because after the foul shot, North Carolina will have the ball. And he moved him back out again on defense. He gets the opportunity.
This is the biggest lead of the game for North Carolina, a margin of 15. This is Cook, a junior from Lincoln, Illinois. Now the backcourt with Bill McCaffrey. Davis on the penetration. McCaffrey from three-point land. Down to 25 seconds. And it's Clay Buckley who just checked in. 6'10" junior playing with a broken nose, suffered in practice the other day. Right back down for Pete Chilcutt. 10 seconds to go. 87-72. North Carolina. Change of direction there by Cook. Converted by Thomas Hill. 87-75 the final. North Carolina defeating Duke. So North Carolina has won 8 out of 11. 8 of the last 11 here at Cameron. They have not had any problems at a very difficult place to play. Marv Albert with Al McGuire saying so long from Durham. The final, North Carolina 87, Duke 75. Now let's go to our studios for Bob Costas.